I'm just joking. I'm trying to fake you out like you can't hear me. Today's Thursday, the 28th of March. I always glance to see if I'm right. Last night, our dinner was good. Dad and I actually brought half of ours home, our ribs home. We had those tonight. My cousin came. We got home from dinner. It was like 5, and I'm like, I'm gonna lay down just for a minute. Just for a minute. I slept till 6, and I woke up and I called my cousin to see if he was on his way. And him and his wife were, and he came and took my box springs and mattress off, and they moved my bed over, and he put flat plates that they screwed together so the thing won't come apart anymore, and it's all fixed. And then me and him went to the kitchen to sat with our accountant at 7 o'clock. She was here for an hour. That's all taken care of. She might have a couple questions to call me next week. If she has any, she'll call me, she said. So she brought Dad's taxes back. I said, I was going to ask you, but I forgot. She goes, no, I have them here. So his are done and taken care of. And, you know, I planned on. I didn't sleep well last night. So this morning I was sleeping so good. And like, I'll sleep in, I'll get up, I'll have some lunch, I'll record making that dessert, watch some stuff on the DVR. It'll be a peaceful house, just me and the critters. And I hear my door open between 10:30 and 11, thinking it was my dad saying, I'm leaving, I'll lock the door. Because he was supposed to go to Carol's today and they were going to go out. And instead I hear, hey, you want to go out for lunch? I'm like, I thought you were going with Carol. Well, she can't go. Although it is kind of crappy. Her job, she gets off work at 10. And the people who relieve her, she works in a house of adult foster care home. And the people who were supposed to relieve her said, will you work late because we're going to a concert? And she's like, well, what time? He said we should be there about 11 or so. 3 a.m. they relieve her. So she was not in the mood to get up and go out today. So I'm like, okay, let me get up. So I got up and got cleaned up and got dressed, and we were on the road. We went, he wanted to go to his favorite little Italian place. We went there. And then we went to Myers. They had the green beans for 99 cents a pound. I'm going to be snapping green beans tomorrow morning when I wake up. We're going to put those on to cook. And I didn't see them, but I guess my Uncle Skip and my cousin Barb were there. I said, who noticed who first? Dad's like, I'm walking and I hear, Uncle Neil. He goes, somebody here knows me, he said. I wished I would have seen him, but I didn't. So we did a little shopping. And I just blanked out. I could take a nap right now. I've tried to take a nap today, but it didn't work out. I laid down. The cat came and curled up right next to me. She was out. I'm like, Kitty, why can't I sleep like you sleep? So I read, and then I got up and we had dinner just a little bit ago. It is 9 o'clock right now. On the dot, 9 p.m. We ate the rest of our ribs. And I had a little dish of vegetables Grandma brought. Oh, when I was in Myers today, my phone rang, and I'm like, it's probably Dad saying he's done up front, and it was Grandma. And I'm like, hello? She's like, where are you at? I'm like, we're at Myers. She goes, well, when you get home, call me. I'm bringing some stuff over. I'm like, okay. So she brought over, she made gravy for my dad, because she makes this gravy that he loves and puts over bread. She brought me some vegetables, because she knows I love vegetables, cauliflower and Brussels sprouts. And she brought Dad some beans. That could be iffy right there. And she brought me some magazines, because Grandma always brings me magazines. And she had me make some copies of, I made copies for myself of family tree stuff. Because my cousin Cammie wants a copy along with my cousin Jackie. Because Jackie is a guy. He was in the Vietnam War. He was in the Special Ops Unit, who he saw and did many horrible things that haunt him to this day. So he's been kind of a loner, and but he had an angio done on his heart yesterday, and he's going to have a quadruple bypass and a valve replacement, and we're waiting on that appointment. We don't know when he's going to have it, but Cammy said he's upbeat. He's not down in the dumps about it, so that's good, because Grandma talked to Cammy. Jackie lives in Washington State, my cousin Cammy lives in Oregon, so she's the one who lives closest to him. Yesterday, right before we're getting ready to go out to eat, my cousin Bart calls. He's the one that helps us out with stuff too. And I hear Dad go, yeah, let me go look, see if I can find him. And I'm like, what are you looking for? He goes, those 2 pieces of metal that'll cross when you're by water underneath the ground. I don't know. They're some kind of rods. I'm like, they're in the closet behind your door. Because I remember putting them in there when we cleaned the garage. And that's right where they were. That's why I asked him what he's looking for. Because if he didn't ask and went out there, he could have been out there forever, not knowing where they were. Because I guess my cousin's going to be doing work in these people's yard, and he wants to know where the water line runs. So Dad took his 2 little metal things and thinks he found where the water line was. I'm like, that's kind of like weird how they'll cross where the water is underground. I don't get it. I have a few things jotted down, because one thing in particular I've been wanting to tell you guys for like a week, a story around here that happened almost 2 weeks ago now, maybe. I live like 10 or 12 miles from an airport, and we had a private jet crash into some houses here recently. And it went to go land, and it having problems. There was 4 guys in the plane, and they went back up, and then they hit a house, landed in a house, and killed 2 guys in the plane. People in the house didn't get hurt. The house they landed in was a mother and her 6-year-old son, but their cat disappeared. They couldn't find their cat. So they were evacuated because jet fuel had fallen. So a lot of people in that neighborhood were evacuated. And about 2 or 3 days later, they pulled the fuselage out of the house, and got it on a flatbed and took it to the airport to put in a hangar for the investigation team to come look at the plane. And then I think a day or 2 later, the construction crews got the okay that they could go in, because the 3rd house was just torn down because it was ugly. But a wall moved, and their cat had been trapped between 2 walls. His leg was hurt, but other than that, he was okay. He'd been in there for like 4 or 5 days, though, just by himself. So it was so nice when I heard that they found him, because at first they thought he got out and ran away, and they couldn't find him. So there was a thing on the news, if you see this cat, it belonged to the people that the plane crashed into. But it was nice when I looked on my local news, and they had found him, and he was relatively okay. Because I know, I'd wonder I'd freak out. I wouldn't know where my cat was. That would freak me out. Then my accountant, it was so sad. I asked how her dog was doing, and her husband went to Walmart last summer, and Scotty was with him. There's a little Scotty dog, and he was such a nice dog. And he was in the back of the pickup, and had somehow got the window open and got out while Dick was in Walmart. And he was going out, and he heard some people talking, or no, he went back in and said, did anybody around here see a dog? And they're like, yeah, one came up and tried to come in, and he asked if he could see the security footage to see if it was Scotty and to see which direction he might have ran, but they wouldn't allow him to see the footage, and they wouldn't even go look at the footage. So they put up posters and called around, and they've never seen Scotty since. He just vanished. He was such a good boy. felt so sad. I felt so sad for Sherry. I said, maybe you need to get another doggy. She goes, I've been thinking about it. That'd be devastating, man. Horrible. I can't even imagine having a pet go lost. Oh, that'd be horrible. Horrible. So yeah, my day got changed to what I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. Got to visit with my grandma, which was fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I could pass out right now, really. I'd be tired. I just took my medicine. This is what I take, Emoquit. Emoquit. It used to be Apri, but they changed to this. Anything else? Nah, probably not. Oh, and when I was at, yeah, this is trivial, but when we were at Myers, I heard Dad say he wanted to see if he can find a nice little piece of beef roast or something because he wanted to make beef and noodles. It's been on his mind, he said. So I was over there looking at the meat. And there was this little one, it's like 1.12 pound, really nice little sirloin. It's not a steak, but it's like a flat roast. And it was originally like $6.59, and it was markdown day for that piece of meat. And it was supposed to be marked down 20%. Apparently, the person who marked it down does not have mathematical skills, because I got it for $2.90. So, score. I looked to see if anything else was marked wrong, but it wasn't. I went to the thing and checked the price. I'm like, it's $2.90. I'm going home with meat. Pounded roast. Alright. I'm done yakking. You'll see me tomorrow, probably.